One of the most important tasks any leader of an organization has is identifying potential leaders and also developing them. And oftentimes, as leaders, we gravitate towards looking for the head boy or head girl in an organization, someone that has a lot of energy, that is excited about anything, and then we'll place them into a leadership position and kind of just let them swim. And if they make it, they make it. And if they don't, we kind of rinse it off and just get another person and place them into a position and so that they can become the leaders they need to be. But it's very important that we establish a base where our leadership is actually in a place where we lead people and not only manage people. And I think it's easy for a leader to fall into the trap of managing people instead of really leading them and developing them. Oftentimes I've seen that your leadership discussions would be about managing outcomes and how are you tracking on this and this and this and these things, instead of actually sitting with the person and developing them, sitting with them and giving input towards where they are going, helping them to have this creative development plan in their lives and helping them to achieve those development goals in their life. So it's very important that you just do a bit of introspect and just ask the question, are you leading your people or are you managing them? Because I know this world is calling for leadership. And I think what I'm going to share with you now is going to be more of an introspection rather than, listen here, this is what you need to do. Establishing and picking potential leaders, it's important, we get that. So as a leader, you need to ask yourself the question, am I intentional on developing the young people in my organization? And what does that process look like? Is it just this every now and again coffee and a chat, or is it an intentional weekly process where you sit with them and track together with them through their development process? There's a saying that when you want to develop people, they actually use this metaphor of mining for gold. No miner is looking for dirt. They're actually seeking out the gold amongst all of the dirt that is there. And that is exactly what we need to do as leaders in our development, is looking past all the mistakes and all these characteristics and actually looking for the goal in the person and focusing in on that and developing that part of the person. And that calls for maturity in our leadership. Oftentimes these characteristics of being mature is thrown around, but I just want to highlight a couple of them. I think a mature leader is someone that is secure in who they are. Someone that is secure, that's not actually just cultivating followers, but actually raising leaders, because I'm secure in myself, knowing who I am, and therefore I will actually give someone else space to develop and actually pass me in their ability. And this is something that we often need to really think intentionally about, because if I'm saying that to you, I think you think, yes, I think I'm that kind of person. But when it actually comes into practice, it's oftentimes very almost like touchy. You know, it's this thing that I don't really want to give it away, but I need to. And a true leader that develops people is a person that is secure in who they are. Leaders who develop leaders are also vision-based, and they have got a bigger vision than themselves and their organization. Leaders that are mature enough to actually raise leaders are leaders who celebrate the progress of other people more than themselves. They see their success in the success of another leader growing through and coming through their organization. They also focused in on personal relationship because of their security in themselves. They tend to give more of their own time, sharing their own stories, really being vulnerable in sharing some of their struggles and so on to develop the young people amongst them. That calls for a leader that is mature. And I want to encourage you as leader, as you identify potential leaders, don't gravitate towards managing them more than you're leading them. Go and sit by yourself and construct this plan of being intentional on developing and leading people. Give them honest feedback. Don't back away. But give feedback that will actually grow them and not subdue them to a certain degree. Also, if you are a secure leader, you will raise leaders, not only followers. And that, I believe, is the calling that God gave every single business leader, organizational leader, teacher, headmaster, wherever you function. It's that God wants to use us to raise the people around us to God's level of expectancy and God's purpose for their lives. Have a blessed time in developing the leaders around you.